What's up, people? I'm Chuck D, and welcome to The Musician Studio. Here we do more than talk about notes, rhythms, and rhymes. It's about understanding the musicians personally and coming to know them through their songs. Musicians have the power to affect how we feel and how we think. So I'm extremely blessed to introduce to you one of the best musicians of our time in a one-on-one conversation. Tonight, our guest is a music legend. The music that he created has touched more people than anyone on the planet. His music expands from bebop to classic jazz to popular recorded music, films, and television themes. And yes, even hip-hop. A diplomat of the soul, an international ambassador of social and cultural togetherness. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio, Mr. Quincy Jones. That's a delightful crowd. I would like to say that it is indeed an honor, Mr. Q, and I'm going to call you Mr. Q, because for years, just looking at you and you talking to me, and more than a mentor, so I'm going to get past all that. So if I slip and say Mr. Q, when on TV you're supposed to say Quincy, then just forgive me. Just Q, because you mean so much to me. Tell us just about how important Seattle is, because when you think about Quincy Jones, you think about the world and the gift of life and music. And Seattle in this country is a diverse area, so diverse even now, but in the 40s and 50s, looking back on your life, I would think that it was sort of like an introduction to the rest of the world, very diverse area. And that's one of my first questions I definitely wanted to ask.
Well, it started the exact opposite. I was born in Chicago, which is the biggest ghetto, black ghetto in America, during the worst depression in the 30s. And Chicago is no joke, man. Chicago at that time made Compton and Harlem look like Boys Town. I got the switchblade marks here to prove it. Ice pick, man, they did not play back then. They didn't need automatic weapons. And that's all I ever saw when I was a kid, was we'd go to Drexel Wine and Liquor. Everybody had Tommy guns, man, and stogies, big tables of money, and everything else, because it was Prohibition. And it was, when you're a kid, man, all that cops and robbers and stuff is perfect.
And this is the post-Capone years.
Huh?
The post-Capone years.
Oh, it was all Capone and Dillinger. Every black gangster, from white or black, was around that time. That was the spawning ground. Chicago was the headquarters, trust me.
So as a kid, looking at the Chicago surroundings, it was almost, okay, grow up real quick, and therefore, was it some kind of wanting to hold on to a child's life, but difficult in Chicago?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Getting to school every day was like a miracle, just to get to school alive. And they had a gang on every street, They had a holler that they would let you know you're on Giles and you're off of Prairie, and you couldn't go from block to block, let alone going out of the neighborhood. I mean, they were serious. That's when South Parkway was, what's Dr. King Drive now was South Parkway then. They had the projects over there. And it was, that city was no joke back then.
I guess at that stage of life, also, as a lot of young kids do, they go to their grandparents, and you went to your grandmother's, and that's in Kentucky. So you've seen country and you've seen city.
Very country, man. That's why I recognize it. And I'm not talking.
Yeah, I was stuff on my shoe. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, man.